Hello and welcome to the 13th ever episode of Press A2 Podcast. I'm your host Jacob Hujik, and with me today is Scott McPherson.
Hello.
Taylor Severn.
We'll get this one today.
Brandon Williams.
Yep.
And Michael Murphy.
Ahoy hoy.
The whole crew is back! We're finally back, and today we're talking about E3.
We're performing for you.
Performing the Monkey Crew.
Jake, go. Jake,
That's
go.
me!
Dude, Chojik.
Yes.
I don't know how to say it. I'm sorry.
But yes,
Fuji.
we're gonna be talking about E3. We're all excited. At least most of us have watched it, and we want to talk about some video games with you guys. So we thought we'd do
Excited's a strong word.
that on a video. We're slightly more than apathetic about certain games, but I thought we'd just get into it. So the first topic I think that everyone is most excited about for this E3 2015 is Fallout 4.
I think Brandon brings up our levels.
Probably. I'm pretty excited for Fallout 4.
I'd imagine. I know unusually I could have sworn Scott had played the new Fallout.
I have not.
Or not the new one, but a Fallout game. But apparently it was just me and Brandon. Mike, have you played Fallout?
I played a little bit of Fallout 3, but I didn't really like it, so I stopped playing it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
You didn't like
That
Fallout?
first
I had-
15 minutes.
I had issues with 3 too.
Really?
Yeah.
Am I the only one that just like loves that thing? Like
I really liked New Vegas was the one I liked.
See, I didn't
Really?
like New Vegas.
What? A lot of
Much.
people who like
Much.
Fallout 3 hate New Vegas.
I know I've been getting
Spice.
I don't hate it. It's just I didn't get into it at first because I felt like it was a smaller game, and it just wasn't as good. Like I felt like they didn't try as hard as they did with Fallout 3. But then I started playing it more, and I don't know. It kind of sank into me.
Yeah, with Fallout 4, I feel like after coming off of 3, which was just like this big revolutionary game. I know we're suddenly talking about the older games and not the new one, but with Fallout 3, it was such like a big step for them, whereas Fallout 4 was more of the same. Fallout 4 was better mechanically and technically, but from like a narrative / like atmospheric perspective, I think 3 was better. And when they moved from 3 to 4, people forgot how broken 3 was when it first came out. And so when 4 came out and it was actually kind of like well put together, they're like, oh, but it's just the same shit.
Fallout 4 is not out.
Fallout 4 is not out. Sorry, I'm talking.
But
about
he meant New Vegas.
New Vegas. Yes.
I was so confused. Like you were talking about 4, like it was already a thing.
Listen,
I was like,
it's already November. Fuck, I don't know if you guys know this, but that game is coming out this year. It's like November or October or something crazy. Like it's coming out soon. The new one.
we should talk about
We
it.
should probably talk about that. So for those of you that don't know, it's Fallout 4 is coming out, like I said, very, very soon, depending on when you watch this. And there'll be lots of brand new features.
Like the protagonist talking.
What?
The protagonist does talk. It's almost
Suck it, Chell.
It's almost Mass Effect-esque. There's like a conversation wheel. Your character like shows up in conversations, and it looks interesting. And there might be more. I won't say more story, but like they'll just be a different way of doing that story.
Your player character is more defined in the story.
There you go. Yes. Also, you'll be able to make your own shelters, ranging from just a simple structure to whole cities, to a whole network of cities. It looks like.
Not only you can make your own shelters, but you can do it right now because they have Fallout Shelter as an app, like a downloadable app, right now.
Similar, but different. Fallout Shelter is it free or is it paid?
It's free.
It's a
free app.
It's a free app on your iDevice or Android or whatever. It actually looks very, very interesting, but it's not the same as what will be in the actual game. In Fallout 4...
but you'll be able to transfer stuff using that app.
Really? I didn't know that. But yeah, in Fallout 4 there'll be like an actual almost like city management-esque kind of thing. Lots of creativity. It's kind of like Skyrim's Hearthstone? Whatever.
Wait, what are we talking about? I heard Hearthstone. I don't know what that word is.
But yeah, it'll be similar to that.
Oh,
Besides
okay.
that, it'll be kind of more of the same, improved mechanics. Hopefully, it will be less buggy. Another interesting feature that they showed right off the bat. This might be a spoiler for some, but it's apparently just like the very beginning of the game. It starts off pre-apocalypse. The game starts off, and your character is actually involved in the pre-apocalypse. And through whatever means they didn't show off, he comes out 200 years later into the wasteland. So that'll be an interesting take, because it gives your character more connection to the world. Like, he didn't just grow up in the vault and then go out into the wasteland. Where he walks out used to be his home, and it's just been blown up. It's an interesting perspective, I think it'll give.
I mean, that's what Fallout 3 was. I mean, you grew up in this vault as this, like, child, and you... I don't know, it had, like, these beginning missions where you kind of connected with that character.
Yeah.
And then you got your Pip-Boy, and it just, like, evolved from there. Like, you went outside of the vault.
Yeah.
It was like...
Yeah, Fallout 3 definitely gave you that connection with, first you're in this vault, and this is your character, and this is growing up, and this is your father, who is an important character in that game. And then you were kind of thrust out into the world, and you never really went back to the vault. I don't think you could.
No, you do go back.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah, you have to go back for a certain mission. And then you can kind of freely go back and forth.
But whereas with the new Fallout 4 game, what happens is before the nukes go off, like 200 years before Fallout 3, your character is out and about doing things, like there's no war, there's no apocalypse, and then the sirens go off and you have to get into the Fallout shelter. And through whatever means, in 200 years later, your character emerges somehow. They didn't say how, and sees his home. Yeah, not yet. Sees his home like devastated. His robot's still alive. He comes across a dog. The dog meat character seems to be like he's going to be a big focus of the game.
I love the name Dog Meat.
He's been a character since I think Fallout 1. There's been a dog named Dog Meat in every single Fallout game.
Yep.
They've also mentioned as a side note that the side characters in this game will be unkillable unless you choose otherwise. So Dog Meat won't die on you unless you want him to. But for the most part, it seems like it's just going to be an improvement. It's not going to be anything completely revolutionary, but it will just be a solid game. I'm really excited about it.
And if you pre-order it on Xbox One, you get a free copy of Fallout 3.
And if you get the collector's edition, you actually get like this arm Pip-Boy thing that you can put your phone into.
Yeah, I want it.
It looks
so
pretty cool.
bad. It looks badass.
So,
Yeah, it does look pretty cool.
Yep. Sorry, Scott.
Out of curiosity, since I haven't ever played any of the Fallout games, is it going to be like one of those things where you kind of get thrown into the story and not know what's going on, or is
Absolutely
it like
not.
a prequel,
No,
or is it different storylines entirely? Like,
it's
how does the
different
series work?
storylines.
Really?
They're different storylines based on the same world.
Yes. There's no real.
But there's no
characters.
They
so,
do
like,
have connections, but I mean, it's kind of like it's small connections.
They're tangential and like side mission stuff.
Yeah. Thank you.
The only thing like you need to know is basically there was
Okay.
a big explosion of nukes. And
Which
also
you'll know.
another thing that I should point out for the lore is that it's not like our future and nukes go off. It's like a 1950s visualization of the future that then got blown up. That's why the Fallout world is so interesting, because it's not our future. It's like what would happen if like nuclear technology and people's vision of the 50s actually took place in our time, and then it all got blown up. It's very, very cool.
Like if the Cold War wasn't cold.
Not quite. Like, it's hard to explain, but you might want to go check it out.
It's very
Okay.
Bioshocky.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Like, I watched the trailer and I was like, "Is this another Bioshock?"
It's not quite as like high-minded as BioShock. I think BioShock has some very like cool like themes and things to it, whereas Fallout 4 is much more, well, Fallout in general is much more like silly and irreverent, but it kind of has the same feel.
Yeah, I watched
being
the
kind of
trailer,
surreal.
Ultimately, I wasn't very impressed. So
Of the trailer?
yeah,
Okay.
will not be buying it.
It's definitely not for everyone. Like I said, I was kind of lukewarm towards the third one, and the New Vegas. I was like, okay, this is a fun game. So
I've wasted a lot of money on games. It's gonna come out and it's gonna be like $80, so I'm not gonna.
I just went on Steam, and fucking
I
Call
know.
of Duty is like $113 if you want everything. Like, kiss my butt.
Does it come with a
something that's
blowjob?
overly expensive? Xbox One's new controller, $150.
What's up
Sorry,
with
I
that?
need to bitch about this. I don't know.
It's made
They
of
added a
gold.
couple buttons. It's really not.
By
It's,
the
it's
way.
still made of shitty plastic. I'm sure it's shitty plastic. All they did was change the D-pad, so now you have more directions, but still the same amount of directions you had before. And they added 2 extra buttons on the back of the controller, and they marked it up.
L4 and
150%.
R4.
What are you talking about?
Yeah,
There's a new
it's like
Xbox
a fully
controller.
It's like a fully customizable controller, really. Like that's ultimately what it is.
Yeah, it is.
Have you seen?
But I
the,
mean, it's not worth $150 to me anyway.
Have you seen what?
there's a Steam controller coming out.
Yes.
It's out.
It's already out.
I
No.
believe
I thought it was
so.
a pre-order
You
thing.
can if you were part of their like testing for it, their beta for it,
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was thinking of the testing
but like
part.
the actual
It's kind of
public
like the
release
Oculus Rift
model.
kind of thing.
Yeah, if like the public release model will be coming out soon, and instead of joysticks, it's got like haptic feedback sensors and stuff. It looks
Yeah.
interesting. I don't know if I'll get it because I have.
I wouldn't.
I have no reason to get it.
Yeah, I have absolutely no need. It seems interesting, but not for me.
I feel like that trackpad, whatever it is, it would just be.
I am
a
curious to see
constant
how
pain
it
in the
works.
ass.
I do want to see how it works because apparently, like, you can play strategy, like StarCraft, kind of with it. So I'd be interested to see, but I have no real interest to get it. Next up on the docket,
E3.
E3. Next up on the E3
Yeah,
docket.
About that.
Well, it was announced at E3. It was announced. That
was.
controller was announced at E3. So
I guess.
Brandon, good job on being on topic. Mike, bad. Bad Mike.
Sorry.
Doom. The new Doom was shown, not just announced. It was shown. Doom is not a series that I played a lot of, but I
Me
did.
either.
My mom once upon a time. It's story time. My mom once upon a time got a laptop for work. It was the demo model that they were using at the store, and when she brought it home, I was playing around with it because I was the computer person at the house, so I was just trying to see if everything worked. And then all of a sudden I noticed that Doom 3 was installed on it. But I'm like, oh, okay, that's interesting. I'll have to delete that because we don't have the disc. But when I clicked on it, it worked because they had left the Doom 3 disc in the laptop drive. So with my mom's laptop, I got Doom 3. So she didn't know because I was young at the time and shouldn't have been playing this game. But I played a lot of Doom 3. Eventually, I got too scared to play that because it gave me nightmares. But yeah, I played Doom 3 and it was interesting. And now Doom 4 is coming out and it looks not a lot like Doom 3. It looks a lot like Doom 1 and 2. And it's more like arena, focusing on the shooting. It's not like a survival horror game. Are any of you guys excited about the new Doom?
Hell yeah. I mean, the regular game, like the regular like campaign they have to it, they usually do a pretty damn good job with that. But I'm more interested in like their new multiplayer stuff they got going on.
I haven't heard anything about that.
So well, they have a customizable, like you know with Halo how they have Forge, where you can create your own maps and stuff. Well,
Yeah.
not maps, but you can create your own environment.
The only thing I like
Well-
about Halo, yes.
Yeah, Doom is doing a create your own map and create your own environment. Not only that, but you can combo it with create your own game types. So it's basically like creating your own game. Like the way they were showing it was like they had like a blank map and then you had these squares or like separate rooms where you could start snapping them to each other. And then you could go in to that, like this, when they were snapping them was like this 2D space. And then you could go into a 3D model of it and start placing objects down, changing the environment, like colors
Cool.
and shades, where people spawn, where enemies spawn. So it could be like an arena kind of thing where
And this is
you
this
fight
is for,
hordes
for
and hordes of
multiplayer
people.
or for
yeah, this is for multiplayer and cooperative play.
Yeah, okay. That sounds really cool. It sounds like they're just releasing like almost like a map editor. Like just a
It
straight
really
up
is.
map
It's
editor.
it's a game editor, and like it's not just a map editor.
That sounds really cool. I didn't hear anything about that actually.
No, it's pretty sweet. I mean, if after this, you should go check it out.
Yeah, actually, Mike, Doom might
It was
be a game for
probably
you.
my selling point.
Doom is like really gory, really like the basic premise of it is
Very gory.
hell. The gates of hell open on Mars. Like, it's when humans have achieved space travel, we reached Mars, and then the gates of hell are on Mars. We found it, and they just broke loose, and it's all hell literally breaks loose.
And you grab your shotgun.
And you grab your BFG and start blowing shit up.
That's all where BFG comes from.
Actually, yes, it is from that game. So yeah, I would definitely recommend you checking that out. To our viewers, also go check out. It seems like it's going to be a kind of more of a throwback arena shooter from what I could gather. It looks cool.
The multiplayer, maybe. Not so much their campaign or missions.
Really,
like
it's going to be more.
To original
there's definitely a story to it, not just.
Yeah, I'm not saying there isn't a story. Just like there was a story in Doom 1 and 2, but Doom 1 and 2 had a definite, distinct feel from Doom 3. Doom 3 was a lot of tight corridors, like jump scares, monster closet kind of things. Whereas Dooms 1 and 2 were a lot more, how do I say it? Like, just like more like arena. You were in like a small map and you had to try and find everything in the map so you could advance.
It was mostly point A to point B kind of levels where you have to go sideways to get a key card.
Yeah, like you had to explore the environment so that you could try and move forward. Whereas Doom 3 was kind of like just like a straight kind of corridor, like you're just going through.
See, what they showed, it kind of seemed like that, like with the new Doom, like you're kind of linear, but not linear. I don't know. It's hard to explain.
You're in an arena. You go into it. You kill all the things. You find whatever you need to find, and then you move on.
Sounds like point A to point B to me.
Yeah.
I'm watching a trailer for it right now, and I'm ultimately.
It's definitely point A to point B.
Okay,
I'm not impressed.
Maybe I'm just really okay.
No.
Maybe I
should
just
watch the gameplay, Mike.
That's what I'm watching.
Really?
Yeah. It just looks like a generic shooter.
That's what Doom started. Generic.
Doom actually started like the bombing shooter.
I don't know. It feels too bland to me.
Really,
this started the blandness.
I'm not really. It just looks like another random shooter. I'm thinking this game would basically people would like it for its story and maybe the gameplay is fun. But the gameplay just looks pretty much like I'm getting a Crysis and a little bit of Alien Colonial Marines. That's not a very good game to bring up, but yeah.
Honestly, I am going to say as big as the pedigree that Doom has, I am curious to see what they can actually do with it. Because I don't know, like Mike does have a point. When I was watching it, like I was like, this just looks like it's really, really gory, but I don't see anything different, except for maybe like the fact that it's a little more throwback in its mechanics. Like it's not like you only have 2 weapons and regenerating health system. Like it was more like kind of open arena style. If it's, I'm even talking about the right trailer, but yeah, I want to see if that'll be successful, because obviously people are interested in it just because it's another Doom game, but
I think that's what's going to sell it most.
But
oh my god, another Doom game! We've been waiting years for it.
Yeah, but it's not going to be sustainable sales though. People are going to buy it, realize either A, it's good and buy more, like tell their friends, or they're going to say no, this game is stupid and it's not going to go anywhere.
They're using the same fucking bad guys as the third one. I haven't even played the third one, and I know it's the same damn dude.
Well, why would they check? Why would the enemies change in between games?
It's hell, man. Anything can happen in hell. If hell's spilling out.
Hell's wild, man. It's a good time.
Hell is so wild, man. You don't even know.
He's wiggity whack in there.
Jesus.
Moving on from one shooter to another, but this one from a different perspective. Gears of War.
Blam!
The Gears of War Enhanced Edition, New Edition, something edition was announced.
Ultimate Edition.
Ultimate.
Which is a remaster of Gears of War 1.
And then the next one will be Mega Edition, right? And the last one was Champion Edition?
It's just one.
Funny.
It's just one. It's just Gears of War 1.
But the interesting thing is that it's coming out on PC as well, as Xbox One.
Wah wah wee wah.
So cool.
That's important.
Well,
definitely.
Didn't the first one only come out on Xbox?
Ow.
Yeah. First one was Xbox exclusive.
Yeah. So, I mean, Scott, you and me, basically my only experience with Gears of War was through you. You brought over your Xbox, we played it, we had a good time. We beat 3 in like a day.
Yep.
Yeah. They're not hard.
I mean, you
unless
can
you're
literally
on,
beat
the
all
higher
of them in a day.
difficulties. Gears of War 1 was the most unforgiving, though.
Oh god, yeah.
The first game of the series usually is.
One cog
yeah.
messes it up.
But
That's all it takes.
But yeah, that'll be fun. But like, it's Gears again.
Yeah.
I guess I can play it now because it's on PC, but
it's gonna look a lot more awesome.
not on my computer.
Yeah, you got a good computer.
Okay.
I can have a 5-person Skype call.
Yeah,
good.
Yeah, I mean, it hasn't crashed yet.
So as far as we know,
Knock on wood, please.
dear listeners, if you can actually see this, it's a miracle. But I guess there is much to say about Gears of War, unless you guys want to bring something up, and I hope you don't, because the next topic is
Star Fox?
I mean,
Mario
I was gonna
Tennis.
ask about-
Starbucks.
Okay, well,
Shenmue 3.
Another Sonic game.
Mass Effect Andromeda is announced. The next Mass Effect game, guys, the next Mass Effect, it's out.
what?
Ah!
Is that words?
It's not out.
or-
It's coming out, and I'm really excited. I like Mass Effect a lot.
when was it? Does it have a set release date, or is it just announced?
2016, I think it was. I'm not quite sure.
Google
Coming out in the whole year?
It's going to be
That's
like
one
slowly
long
drip that
game.
out. But yeah, it's going to be called Mass Effect Andromeda. It's going to be completely removed from the last trilogy.
Shots fired at the last trilogy.
Yeah. Apparently it's going to be set far in the future and in a different galaxy, the Andromeda Galaxy. And it'll have a completely new cast. Most of the cast wouldn't even be alive, except for like maybe Liara and some of the other aliens that are long-lived. But it's going to
What
be
about
just
the robots?
and depending on on what they go with.
Is it the future? Is it ahead or behind?
It's ahead. It's far ahead.
It's
like
ahead, okay.
200 years
Okay.
or more.
Okay, I was see. I no. I meant Q4.
Probably holiday.
So it's, yeah, holidays probably. Yeah, I wasn't sure because I didn't actually see that, but I wasn't sure if they were what time frame they were gonna choose.
Yeah. We don't have any gameplay. It's just been trailers.
Yeah.
But from what they've been showing from the trailers, it looks like the game is going to be a lot more focused on exploration. And they also showed off the Mako.
Sick. Oh yes.
A new
Really?
version of the Mako.
The
So,
Mako.
Yes, and obviously you guys as well. I really liked the Mako from the first
Yeah.
game. And obviously,
Oh, yeah, the
Question.
first Mako was the best.
it had
Question.
problems. Yes.
Question. What's a Mako other than a tsunami?
I don't get that reference, but the Mako
Shame.
was from Mass Effect 1. It only appeared in Mass Effect 1.
Yes.
Well, sorry, it was only drivable in Mass Effect
Yeah.
1, and it was a vehicle. It was
Oh.
what Shepard and crew used to explore worlds.
Yeah.
So it's a ship?
No.
It's like a wheeled vehicle.
Yeah.
Oh.
You
It
used
got you to places where you couldn't get to on foot, basically.
yeah,
It's like
it
a
had
space dune buggy.
yes.
Yeah. That's pretty much.
So
exactly.
it had like
Uh-huh.
jump jets. You can go up like the steepest hills. It was ridiculous.
It looked retarded, if
And
I'm
it had
honest.
Hey.
it also had the most retarded controls. The controls
Hey.
on it were very bad.
Hey, you're just terrible.
And also
I'm just
the
honest.
thing that it facilitated, which was like planet exploration. Oftentimes it was like a barren wasteland with like 3 or less points of interest on every map, and most of those points of interest were not interesting. So people didn't quite like it, but I really enjoyed it, and again, obviously you guys did as well, because it was like, I get to roll around on the fucking moon. See that planet over there? I can land on it and drive my dune buggy around, because I own
Yeah.
it.
I mean, even if it didn't have a purpose, you could just land there and do stuff.
Yeah, which was interesting. It's a shame that there wasn't much to do on every planet, but the fact that you could do it, was cool.
Yeah, I mean, I'm because you have to find certain things on those planets, right?
Yeah,
if
like-
you want to
Yeah.
actually complete the game.
If-
So that's
For a side,
that was the purpose.
yeah, for a side quest, there'd be like a pirate base or whatever.
Yeah. Or
like
there were like resources and stuff you had to collect.
yeah,
Yeah.
which was cool. So yeah, it looks like they're going to be focusing on that, on the exploration aspect, which will be super, super cool. Obviously, hopefully, they'll be improving it. And then they also said that they're going to be just including and improving what was there before, like really deep characters, interesting story, good combat mechanics. The game, the trailer also showed off lots of like jetpack use, so it looks like your character is going to be like really highly mobile,
or really high,
or just really high.
Well, you're in space, so
you're so high up in space. But yeah, it seems interesting. Not a lot.
High is a relative term in space.
I mean, if you're in space, you're very high.
Or are you very low?
Yeah, exactly. High to what? The space below you?
If we're talking about
high as a kite,
from a gravitational sense, you're very high.
There you go.
Okay. I'll
Anyway,
just leave that one alone.
I don't think that made sense, but I definitely said it.
I think this game's probably the one that I'm looking forward to the most.
Honestly, it is way up there. If it's not my top, it's like
it's definitely my shirt.
First. Thank you.
Speaking of Mass Effect, one of the biggest things that was announced at E3, in my opinion, was the consoles going backwards compatible.
Yeah, Xbox 360 going backwards compatible.
Thanks.
Well, Xbox One going backwards compatible, yeah. With certain titles, like the developers have to sign a deal with Microsoft saying that they allow.
Kidding me?
Basically,
so anything Microsoft, basically.
Almost,
Effect,
not necessarily.
Yeah. Mass Effect's one of them. Like all the Mass Effect games are one of them. I mean, they have a list already out.
I don't care. I'm just gonna buy it for
already.
No,
that's probably the better safer bet anyway.
I haven't read up on it too much, but from what I understand, it's not backwards compatible. They're just re-releasing the games on Xbox One.
No.
That's what they did for Halo.
No, they're not re-releasing. They're backwards compatible.
So that you put the disc in.
You put the disc in,
and
it'll download onto your hard drive, and then you'll be able to play.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
So what they're doing is like if you have the disc, then they'll let you download.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
and that's going to be.
It's not quite backwards compatible, but it gives the same effect.
Yeah, but I can still play the 70 Xbox. Well, most of the 70 Xbox 360 games because most of them are.
But not all of them.
Titles
It's the ones they say that you're allowed to play.
Not they say.
Yeah,
it's the one that the producers
of
the game sign off on.
Yeah.
Jacob,
so
you're
know,
very
like the big
cynical
ones.
about this.
The big series, like the big, most of the big series.
Yeah, it's gonna be the big
ones.
Right? If there was a small
Which
game
is
that
fine,
you liked,
most of my games.
it's probably not gonna come there.
Name one small game you liked on the 360.
I didn't have it, so I don't know.
LeBlanc, shots fired.
Banjo-Tooie, but
it's not on the
Banjo-Kazooie, Nuts and Bolts.
And you're gonna be able to buy all those games in a 30-game pack.
Backwards compatible.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know why I have an opinion because I really don't have
They're
one.
actually.
I don't care.
I heard something about they were releasing like Rare was doing like a 30-game.
Yeah.
Like kind of deal, like they had like
30 games
like in
for $30.
Like
Brandon was talking.
Yeah, and it's gonna be like. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like the Banjo-Kazooie games, yeah. Which I played already on the 360, but played them again.
Get on my level. I played it on N64.
Same.
Yeah, so did I. I own them. Right there. They're right there. I could show
got
you.
a guy over there.
Never played them. Never.
That doesn't surprise me at all.
Get on our level.
Doesn't surprise me at all, Mike.
Get on down to our level.
I'm afraid of heights.
So yes, the Xbox is going kind of backwards compatible. I don't know why I was so like vehement.
You just have to hate Microsoft.
I think I just do.
Fuck those guys.
I think I'm like the reverse Mike. But yeah, that is a thing.
It only took millions of people bitching at them for a few years.
Yeah, so
Literally.
it's good that they're doing it, just like with Steam doing the refunds thing. It's good that they're doing it, and it's about time.
Yeah.
Another thing I wanted to bring up
was
thank fuck for that, by the way.
The refunds?
Yes.
How do those work?
If you've owned the game for less than 14 days, or
and played less than 2 hours,
and have played less than 2 hours, you can get a refund.
Yeah.
It applies to almost any product you buy off Steam. No,
That's
you
cool,
can
though.
buy them, play them, and then return them. And this is not.
Yeah. Damn it.
Yeah.
There's
Well,
a lot
if
of
you
games
can
that
play
I
the
thought-
game in under 2 hours. Yes, you can.
Yes, that is true. That's why some people are worried. Like there are repercussions to this from a developer standpoint. Like, oh God, like, hey, what if I get some sales now? People can't buy my game, play it, and then give it back. But if it's a good game, they won't. And just because you see a sales decrease after this doesn't mean that that person was going to buy the game originally. It just lets them try it out before
Right.
they buy it.
That's why.
Right.
Just give me a friggin' demo, and then I'll figure out
Yeah,
if I want
it's
to play
basically
it.
it's basically a demo.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
But you have to buy the game.
There are
It's
some
like-
games. There are some games, and they're usually just like kind of like more art projects than games that are shorter than 2 hours. So you could actually beat the game and then return it.
Fair enough. Yeah.
And that sucks for the developers of those games. But I feel like most people who play those games would be willing to give you the money. Like they want to give you the money for that experience. So I don't think it's
Yeah.
going to affect them too much. But it's interesting. But that wasn't announced at E3. I want to get back to E3 because I don't want this to be a super long episode.
Super tangents.
The super tangent cast.
It's only been like half an hour.
And we've gone through like 2 games.
No,
3?
we've been through a few. 4 actually.
Oh,
Next
shit.
one will be Battlefront. This is a big topic, but might only be for me. Do any of you know anything about the new Star Wars Battlefront game?
I saw
Yes.
a GIF of it.
That counts.
You're an expert, Taylor.
Okay,
That's
how
pretty much
about
makes you an
this?
expert.
Have any of you played a lot the old Battlefront games?
No.
Hell yes.
Immensely, yes.
Never.
So, okay. Are you excited about 3?
No, because I don't have a console to play it on.
It's coming out on PC, isn't it?
My PC is shit.
Fair enough.
Fair enough. Brandon, are you excited
said.
to play it?
I'm very hesitant on it. I want it to be good, but I feel like EA is gonna fuck it up, and just it's gonna be a horrible shit
Like
show of a
EA
game.
does.
Like I feel like it's not gonna be complete. Like, it's hard to explain.
No, I'm in the exact same boat, and I'm very glad because I feel like there's a lot of people who they love Battlefront. They're gonna buy the fuck out of this game, and EA knows that, and they're gonna basically do everything they can to squeeze more money out of people. I'm really worried about it. They've already took out a lot of features that the old game had. They don't
And
have
maps.
and maps. There's only 4 maps?
I
and
think
then,
there's 4 maps that are
there's-
coming out with the game.
yeah, and
That's
then
another thing that kind of cheeses me.
when the new movie comes out, there'll be a 5th map. That means there are 5 maps in the game.
Well, how big are the maps?
I have no idea. There isn't a lot of
Actually,
details
they
on
look pretty big from what they showed, but I mean,
it. Like it's not to
that's-
say that the maps don't look awesome. They look visually like amazing.
they do. They look very visually appealing.
You can and there's spaceships on those maps because there's no space battles. They took out that feature, but you
Which
can
is
still
good
fly.
because they were bad.
I liked them actually.
Yeah,
I thought they were fun. But like they are taking out features, and it could just be kind of like streamline the game. But I'm really worried about it, and I don't trust EA. They don't have the same
Is it
respect.
still DICE?
No,
It is.
no,
isn't
it's
it?
not Dice.
It's not.
I don't know.
I think it's
actually.
Dice. I think Dice is developing it.
I knew they were, but I'm not sure if they're still the developers on it.
It might have been like a department there, like overseeing kind of. Because like EA is just the publisher, Dice is the developer, and I think it might just be some subsidiary of Dice that's developing it. Is I think how it works. But
Yeah.
either way, what I want to say was, I don't trust EA. They do not have the same respect for
Absolutely.
the Star Wars fans or for Battlefront fans, because the old developer of it, which was Free Radical, I believe, they went under, unfortunately,
Because they
Yeah,
made bad
Radical.
games.
because they made fucking awesome games, and they were a wonderful studio who actually liked their fans and were very respected them. EA isn't that.
Yeah, I mean they made 2 good games, and then the last game they made was kind of
The Saboteur was pretty cool.
the what?
The Saboteur was their last game.
Oh,
Anyways,
I was
either
thinking
way.
Lord of the Rings. I'm sorry.
Either way, I don't want to go into that, but like, yeah, I'm worried about Battlefront. I want it to be good so bad because I love those old games, but we'll see where it goes.
Just look what happened to Dead Space. What EA did to Dead Space.
Exact, and to Mass Effect, in my opinion.
Okay, I was kind of okay with Mass Effect.
Really?
I liked it.
I was more pissed off with what they did with Dead Space 3, actually.
Wow, yeah. I was kind of bummed about that one, too. Yeah. But yeah, anyway.
Yeah, we're not here to talk about that. That could be another whole other podcast.
Both of those games will have probably many podcasts dedicated to them. But yeah, I'm worried about EA. That's it. And Brandon is too, apparently.
I don't blame you.
The next game...
Stick to FIFA and basketball. We don't give a shit about those. We can keep those.
Yeah.
Madden.
You can keep it.
Don't fuck it up.
Next game on the docket is Destiny, which I know Brandon and Scott really want to talk about. So take it away.
I'm playing it right now.
Hey. Imagine that.
Right?
No way.
Yeah. The new Destiny expansion, which is going to be a standalone game, which is nuts.
Called against Kings?
It's called The Taken King.
The Taken King,
yeah. Yeah, it's a story about...
Oryx,
in the old expansion, you kill Crota, which is Oryx's son, and now Oryx is coming back for revenge, basically. And he's gathering all these crazy heroes that you have to fight.
Yeah, like of each race.
Yeah.
Of each of the alien races. Yeah.
So you said it was a standalone game?
Yeah, it's gonna be like
yes.
Like they're adding like a third subclass. So there's 3 classes: Hunter, Warlock, Titan. Each of them has 2 subclasses right now. They're adding a third subclass to each character, so it's going to be whatever element they don't have yet. And it's like I don't know how much content it's going to be. It's probably going to be a bunch, but it's like at a $40 DLC.
As a $40 standalone game, I would hope that it's a lot more than the last expansion.
It's going to be
the other expansions were just kind of small things. Like this. It's adding a whole bunch. Adding a whole whack of shit.
Yeah, it sounds like
they haven't really released the details to it,
or at least should be.
Yeah, it should be. They kind of just like showed it off.
Hey, it's coming.
Not to mention, it's going to. It's gonna. Well, when Destiny first launched, Sony, they had a whole whack of exclusive content that Microsoft or Xbox One didn't have. And now with this expansion coming out, it's going to add all that stuff and make it equal, I believe.
Yeah.
Unless if Sony's getting more exclusive shit with this one, I'm not sure.
I don't know. I honestly don't know about that either. Because fuck Sony. I said it.
Yeah. I'm not going to get into that.
I'm wearing Sony headphones, and the TV you're looking at me behind is the Sony TV.
Sony's good for everything, but they can stay away from consoles. Bye. See you later.
That's fine. I'm fine with that.
Okay.
I actually don't have anything Sony anywhere near me.
Good for you.
I think I have a VCR like over there somewhere.
Oh yeah, that was like 80 years ago, so that's fine.
I bought a Sony Ericsson phone, a cell phone, and it was a turd sandwich. So that's fine. I'm fine with that. You can keep your phones and your consoles. Everything else is okay.
Really? Yeah, I mean, they haven't released a ton of information about it, other than a very pretty looking trailer, which kind of shows off all the new stuff for the classes, or characters, sorry.
Yeah, the new subclasses, like their ability, like what their super abilities are, and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it doesn't really show it off, it kind of just teases it. Like, you have to kind of really watch it to figure out what's going on and be like, oh, that's new. Oh, that's new.
I enjoy trailers like that. I prefer gameplay, obviously, because it actually shows what the fuck the game is going to be. But those cinematic trailers, when they show off things like that, like a new element of the game, that's also cool. Things like there's a new trailer for the expansion for the Star Wars MMO.
Oh, is that the Old Republic?
Yes. When that game was coming out, the trailers for it were fucking awesome. I loved those trailers. The game was nothing like those trailers, but those trailers I just watch sometimes because they're so cool. The new one is the same thing. It looks badass. It's got like a cool kind of like a compacted story, and it tells you almost nothing about the game. And those are the worst trailers because they don't tell you anything.
That's what Halo 2 did too. Halo 2 had
Halo 2 was great.
Halo 2 was a good fucking game, but Halo 2 had a whole other completely different trailer for it. Like, it was based off a mission that apparently had a whole bunch of bugs and shit, and it kept on crashing and stuff. So
they just took it out.
They totally scrapped the whole thing and redid it all. And
that was the trailer when Master Chief was standing in Africa in front of the big crater, right? And then you see the ship come down.
Halo 2?
Yeah.
Speaking of Halo,
I keep thinking Halo 3 with what you're saying.
Speaking of Halo,
maybe.
Microsoft's HoloLens has a demonstration of Halo on it. For those of you that don't know, the HoloLens is like Microsoft's.
It's like the Oculus Rift.
It's like the Oculus Rift. Oculus Lift. It's a lift of the Oculus Rift. Except for it's not full. It's not like glasses that you put on and like covers your vision. It's actual glasses that project things into reality. It looks super cool. I would urge you to watch the trailer for it. The Halo one in particular, because it really shows off exactly what it can do. But basically, like you can have it on your face. You can be looking at, for example, a table, and then Master Chief can pop up on it and start talking to you, talking about the mission that you're going to be doing. Suddenly he disappears and like a map comes up. You're going to be moving here. You're going to be moving here. Here you're going to face off against this new type of enemy, and the enemy shows up in front of you, and it's like it's going to do this attack, and you have to do this. It looks super cool.
Question.
Yes.
Why isn't it Cortana?
Isn't she dead?
Or whatever her name is.
She's rampant.
She's on your phone now.
Spoilers.
She's on your Windows phone.
Like, I think they missed a real opportunity by putting Master Chief in there and not having her.
Again,
like, that'd be perfect for her.
Story-wise, she's fucked off. Story-wise, she's fucked off.
Like they care about the story.
And no, they do. Like they were supposed to be like specifically for Halo 5.
Like they care about this.
Also, her voice is part of it. Like she's going to be the new voice of Microsoft. She's basically going to be Microsoft's Siri, from what I understand. But that's
Microsoft's GLaDOS.
That's not E3. So yeah, the HoloLens looks super cool. Just wanted to mention it because yeah,
he's fanboying.
That sounds pretty interesting.
Yeah.
We are going all over the map with this.
Your hype is showing.
Speaking of
put that shit away.
Speaking of someone's hype, Transformers. Apparently, there was a new Transformers game announced. I don't know much about it.
There's a new Transformers game announced. It's called Transformers Devastation.
What are you doing it?
Imagine someone took the '80s cartoon and said, "I want to make Bayonetta this," and they made Bayonetta this.
Interesting.
And so you beat up other robots in a very beat 'em up sort of style. Not beat 'em up, and hack and slash kind of style. Yeah. And it's
the genre is called arena fighter, spectacle fighter.
Yeah, something like that. And it looks like, to their credit, it's actually a really pretty looking game. Like, they went for a style that looks like the '86 film, which I think they pulled it off pretty well. I think it's a bit too shiny, but like, it was a really pretty looking game. When I first saw like a screenshot of it, like of gameplay, I was like, that's a drawn picture. Someone being like, oh, wouldn't this be cool? But no, that's actual gameplay. And I was like, what?
Is that the art style from the movie with Orson Welles?
Yes.
Okay.
But like, it's the gameplay is like cell shaded with like shiny stuff on it to make it look good.
Interesting. Sounds cool.
Pre-rendered?
I don't know.
No, it sounds like it's just a cell-shaded art style. It's hard to explain, but it's very distinct visually.
Yeah, you guys should at least like look at a picture of it and be like, yeah, that's what it looks like.
That actually sounds pretty cool.
I'm not sure I actually care about the gameplay, so I'm probably not going to pick up the game itself, but like, it looks pretty. And it slightly weirds me out to be like, yeah, Bumblebee is going to go run over and punch that guy a bunch of times. Yeah. No.
It sounds cool from the perspective of they're actually like doing an old style Transformer, like the visual style of old Transformers in the new game. It's fun
and I
that
feel
someone's doing that.
What's this game called?
Transformers Devastation. And I like the previous Transformer titles of War for Cybertron and Fall for Cybertron.
Yeah,
that's all fine and dandy.
I assumed it was going to be like those, but it's not.
Not slightly.
Interesting.
Man, that's a pre-rendered image. Damn.
Looks cool. Awesome.
It does look. I'm surprised.
I think that's
it's
all.
Called Devastator, by the way.
Devastator.
Whatever. Fuck it. I thought it was Devastation because why would they name it after a character? Devastator is a character, by the way.
I think if you say any cool sounding name or cool sounding like verb, it'll be a Transformer.
And put or at the end of it. Yeah, you got it. That's how you name Transformers.
Starscream.
Insector.
Yeah.
I think you reviewed that one actually.
Starscream? No. Wait, yes, I've reviewed Starscream.
Next game on the docket. Sorry, Taylor.
I'm done.
It looks cool, but I bet there's a lot of bugs in it.
No. Doesn't actually the main enemies seem to be Seekers and generic guys that kind of look like the Battle Chargers. Yay! Only things I would understand. Jacob, move on.
Star Fox. Star Fox is a thing.
Speaking of Transformers, Star Fox!
Yeah.
Oh my god, Star Fox!
So the new Star Fox game is finally coming. It'll be out sometime this
in the
year,
future.
Early next year. I don't think they announced exactly when, but soon. It'll be known as Star Fox Zero. It's placed in the timeline. Mike is just peacing out. It's placed in the timeline.
Star Fox? No. I'm gone.
Nintendo? What?
Nintendo? Ugh.
Its place in the timeline is kind of ambiguous right now. I don't think they themselves really know where it's going to be. But the interesting thing is, besides the fact that it's a new Star Fox game, it is going to be a lot like the 64 version. There's going to be linear sections where you're in your ship. There's going to be all range mode, and there's going to be, from the looks of it, no on-foot missions, except for the fact that your vehicle, your R-Wing, can transform into a walker.
They also had the Landmaster.
I was going to get to that. There's also several different vehicles in the game. The Landmaster, which also now transforms into a jet, and also some sort of... Making it cool. It looks fucking cool as a jet.
That's weird. It's like, okay, let's leave our jet to get into the tank that could turn into a jet. What?
I think it's awesome. I think it's super, super cool. Because basically it just gives you 6 different vehicles to play with.
Even though technically the jet and the other jet will probably play very similarly.
The reason they're doing
talking about it yet?
No, you got a long time.
Oh,
okay. Basically what it is that like from the sounds of it, you'll play through the story and it'll give you a certain vehicle to play with for that mission. Once you beat the game, you can go through all the missions again, playing with the different vehicles. That's why they all act similarly. All of them have to fly, and all of them have to have a land mode to complete the missions.
But no boat mode? Come on, where is my Aquafina frog thing?
They didn't specifically say there won't be other vehicles. I think there might be the submarine/boat. I think
it's a submarine.
There's also,
I don't know why I said boat. I'm sorry.
There's also a third vehicle I don't want to mention. It's like this kind of like helicopter/gyrocopter thing that also drops like a little walker that can maneuver around. Looks cool.
Right. I was remembering there was the third one. I couldn't remember anything of it. That's because it was stupid. Moving on.
Yeah. But what I wanted to mention about it was the walker concept actually comes from the unreleased Star Fox 2. And I feel like they're really going back to basics with this game, which is why I'm excited about it. I, for some reason, have an obsession with Star Fox and like the lore behind it.
Well, it's because it's awesome.
Yeah, it's cool. The 64 game was very quick. Not Lost Planet.
Get there.
Dinosaur Planet, whatever the fuck
Adventures.
it was.
Star Fox Adventures.
I really enjoyed because it was Star Fox characters in Zelda. It was fun. It was a good game. Everyone hates that, but it was actually a really, really good game. Just not a good Star Fox game. Star Fox Assault, same thing. It was cool because it was Star Fox for me, but the gameplay itself, not that great. There was lots of on-foot missions that were.
You don't like the apertures?
Isn't it like
Aperture Studios?
Isn't it
Aperture
like
Science?
the Acrids or something? I don't know. Whatever.
Whatever.
It was a good enough game. The multiplayer was fucking fun. I don't care what anyone says. But this one's going back to basics. It's going Star Fox 1 and Star Fox 64. And
You
it looks
like
cool.
using that term, back to basics.
But yeah, I like well-used
Terminology.
terms, because I'm cliched and hackneyed.
You can spin the camera around in your ship and you'd be
Yes.
all like, I can see behind me!
It's gonna be coming out on the Wii U, and how you pilot is you use the control sticks, but how you shoot is you can move the pad around to like give yourself different aiming when you're flying straight. So you can be flying this way, and your laser can go like in any direction. in
That
front
sounds
of you.
tedious and annoying.
It
I hope
sounds
I don't need to do that.
it sounds really interesting and cool to me, actually. They're also thinking that they might introduce a co-op mode. There will be no versus multiplayer from the sounds of it, which is a shame.
Because I never played it.
But me and my cousins did a lot, which is a shame. But there will be.
Oh my
from the
god,
sounds
do you
of it-
remember that? We used to like roll around the pyramid
Yeah.
and shoot each other.
Yeah,
and,
it was
that was the best.
Awesome. It was great. So fun. So there might be a co-op mode in lieu of a multiplayer mode, which basically allows
Scott,
one
you
person.
have no reason to call us
Ah!
like that is the plot telling the kettle black. So
What?
Telling
The
the
plot?
kettle black.
the
The
plot
plot?
telling you black, Scott.
Yeah.
Words?
Sit on
All right.
that. Sit on that.
That's it. Star Fox is coming out. It looks cool. There's going to be a co-op mode,
Hey,
no
do you
multiplayer.
wanna-
Mood.
There's
wanna
going to
bring
be
this
a co-op
conversation
mode.
full swing Mario Tennis. Hey.
Ooh, I see what you did there.
There is going to be a new Mario Tennis game, which I am also excited about. There is going to be a new Mario and Luigi game called Mario and Luigi Paper Jam.
I might as well just fucking left.
No, we're gonna get on. We're gonna get on to the last topic,
Oh.
which will be a discussion, and that should be in. But Mario Luigi Paper Jam is introducing the two Mario RPGs together, Paper Mario and Mario and Luigi. It looks super cool, super funny, and I'm gonna play it. And I think it's out on the 3DS.
Scott's fired on forgetting Super Mario RPG.
Who?
Lamb.
And then, lastly, for Nintendo / E3 news in general, there's going to be a new Metroid game, and I know at least two of us want to discuss it, and I feel like the rest of you will be curious at least.
I love Metroid. It's one of my favorite gaming series ever.
Never played it.
Really?
Really.
As soon as I heard
That's
Samus
fine.
wasn't in it, I stopped caring.
So yes, this is Federation Force, about the Federation guys.
Yes, the well-known Federation guys.
Apparently.
Okay, so we'll address the elephant in the room. Like, really?
Cricket,
Who
cricket.
Well,
in their
Taylor,
who in their well, huh?
sorry,
Huh?
do you want
Who's
to go
that?
over the basic premise of it first?
You're the Federation Force. Blam.
Okay, so for the uninitiated, the Metroid series focuses on a character named Samus Aran. She's super, super cool. The last game in the series made her into not the coolest character.
It actually made her a character and not just a lifeless void. Yes, I like Other M. Fuck all y'all.
I never played it. I honestly can only go on the internet's opinion on it.
Internet
However-
has horrible opinion on everything.
But yes, people are
I agree
divided.
with you there, Taylor. Yeah, absolutely.
The opinion on it is split on the last game. Most people love the other games though. The new game does not feature Samus Aran at all. It's talking about it's following the adventures of some like nameless.
Of essentially the government
Yes.
of the area, the Federation.
Yeah.
And their soldiers and them going on planets and doing shit.
Dun, 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 dun,
Exactly.
Yes, you're not following Obi-Wan Kenobi. You're following Stormtrooper B.
And
TK-41.
you're fighting space pirates.
Yes.
Bounty
Who are
hunters?
led by a space
Bounty
dragon.
hunters.
Space Dragon. Kraid.
Kraid is not a space dragon. Okay.
Kraid. It's old Kraid. Anyways, sorry.
I have to say, I don't care.
Honestly, I think me and Taylor just wanted to bitch about it because we've been waiting for a new Metroid game for a while.
Same with Star Fox.
Same with Star Fox, and we got Star Fox finally. It looks like it's going to be good. And then they also announced Metroid, and everyone's like, "Oh, a new Metroid game, awesome! Like we want this." And then they really show that it's going to be a weird multiplayer co-op shooter on the 3DS that doesn't have Samus in it, which is why we play the games, because Samus is such a cool character.
So who, in their right mind, when playing Metroid Prime 2, when you first see the Federation guys and be like, "Hey, I want to know their story. I want to play as them." Who wants that? Me. I want that. I'm really excited. I love those guys. Not lying. I've been wanting this game.
I'm afraid I have no idea what you're talking about.
I really was really happy that I could do this bait and switch with Jacob.
No, it's
just
like
smile and nod.
I like the Federation.
Those guys.
I'm upset. If it's a cheap game that they release on the eShop, cool. But if it's like a big title that they're trying to push, not impressed.
It's not going to be cheap.
Just wait for Metroid Dread. Lol.
It's the next like actual progression of the Samus story. Anyways,
it's a rumored game that's been rumored for the longest time. Dread. And then it was teased in a game, and everyone got pissed.
Yes, the history of Metroid is long and sordid. But I think we're going to start wrapping up. That was E3. There was lots of interesting games announced. There was lots of other games announced that we didn't care about.
Is it actually over?
No, it's going on for one more day, and there might be more announcements.
We don't miss anything.
Sorry.
Who cares?
The major
all the good stuff's already done.
The major press conferences are done. There was lots of other games that we didn't get to. Dark Souls 3, Deus Ex, Final Fantasy, which is a huge one.
Super Smash Bros. DLC, Fire Emblem.
There was lots and lots of different things that we couldn't get to. But, yeah, those were our opinions. I think we all mentioned what we're excited about. Mike didn't watch it, so I'm assuming he's interested in something.
His new car!
Yes.
Yeah! I have to read the manual to figure out how the frig to use all the gadgets.
How to turn it on!
Yeah.
It's really not hard. You'll figure it out.
But yes, there's lots to be excited about for the upcoming year, thanks to E3. I'm sure there'll be more announcements. We might have missed some, but those are the big ones. Yeah, I think we could just start wrapping it up. So, Scott, are you? I forgot that you're not really on the internet.
Did you forget he was here?
So we're just gonna move on. Taylor. Taylor.
I run a YouTube channel with my friends called Views and Throughs. We do video playthroughs and reviews. Come check us out. Blah.
Sweet story, bro.
Yes, go check them out.
Do you want me to just tell it again?
No.
No.
Please.
I run a game channel with my friends. It's called Views and Throughs. We games. Come check us out.
I know you're lying, Mike. You have no friends.
Mike actually does have a YouTube channel. Do you want to talk about it?
Okay.
He just did.
It's not Views and Throughs, though. It's called More Murph. I haven't posted anything in a very long time. That's because I'm taking the channel in a new direction, and
it's just going to be gore
forever.
Especially considering the channel's melting your computer.
That literally happened. That is actually something that happened. I had so much footage, and I lost all of it because my motherboard couldn't handle the demand. And long story short, I had to spend almost $1,000 replacing components in my computer just to get it back up to speed. Anyway, I have a shit ton of games here and a shit ton of footage, and I just need to start
editing it,
pumping shit out. Editing takes forever. Oh my god, it's not even.
That's why I don't.
You don't realize you're playing for 3 hours, and then you're like, "Wow, I have to look through all 3 hours of that shit to find all the stuff that I want to put into the episode." That's.
I just wanted 5 seconds.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. There's one little small bit in that whole thing
that was actually funny and entertaining.
Yeah, I was lagging on on this rock here, and it looked kind of funny, and I'm just the only.
I'm humping the rock. I'm humping the rock.
Yeah, look at it. Yeah, that's it. No,
and the rest I'm just shooting zombies. Ugh.
Pretty much. No, but I have. I'm looking at my list of games here, and there's a couple that I'm hoping that none of you have seen, so that at least you'll be entertained slightly.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to tell you.
You've got stuff coming up, and that's good.
I got stuff. The sleep.
No. I'm going to do that one, but it's not going to be...
Yeah?
I'm tired of looking at that game.
I'm looking forward to it. Scott is slowly disappearing into darkness, so I think we'll try and hurry this up. Yes.
My
Brandon?
light does not work in my room, so as it gets darker outside, it gets darker on my screen.
At least your internet's working. Brandon, do you have something you want to share with the class?
Not this time.
Really?
Your Twitch stream is dead.
Yeah, maybe next time. My Twitch stream hasn't even really started.
Okay.
I still have much to prepare for that.
Good. Well,
maybe rename
That's the
it.
problem.
yes.
Like
please,
renaming it.
Please
yes.
rename it. But yes, look forward to something from Brandon. He will hopefully be doing something. I, on the other hand, am right where you're watching this Press A to Podcast. We do podcasts. We do Let's Plays. There's been not much on the channel recently. I know I say that a lot, but we had some technical issues. But I built a new computer. Should be able to run things properly now with help from Scott. He told me to not render at such a high quality that it melts my computer. So yeah, hopefully there'll actually be content, and I look forward to bringing that. Please check out Views and Throughs. Please check out Morbid Murph. Stay right here. Subscribe if you like what we're doing. That's it. Have fun, guys.
And good luck.
Do it, Jacob.
Fine, I'll do it. Have fun and good luck.